Welcome to Academy Answers Podcast, a show dedicated to inspiring and providing actionable advice on life, business, happiness, success, and reaching your full potential. Have you ever felt frustrated that life isn't working out the way you expected? Have you been searching for answers without success? You've come to the right place. Each week, we bring you perspectives, ideas, and actionable content. We share with you proven and time-tested step-by-step strategies to help you live the life you deserve and make your dreams a reality. From health to finances to relationships to business, we provide the insights and strategies you need to reach your full potential. So buckle up and plug in, because Academy Answers Podcast is about to take you to a new level of personal success.
Happy morning, guys. Welcome to the Academy Answers Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. And this is a podcast where we talk about happiness, success, and full potential. Getting to live your best life. I do this podcast because I didn't choose it. It chose me. I was doing this long before I knew what I was doing. My name is Lowen Car. They call me Lowen Motivator Car. I started out formally writing a blog on Facebook for about 700 days, every single morning. Just when I was coming out of a serious time of depression in my life. And someone gave me a book called Big Picture Thinking, and that book changed my life. And I wanted so badly to share the personal development journey that I went on that saved me, that helped me to rebound after losing millions of dollars, many businesses, and just pretty much going back to square one. And that was the starting point for me. So this morning, thanks for listening to this podcast. And this podcast, if you enjoy, if you think whatever we talk about can help someone, share it with a friend, share the link. And we are about pretty close to 700 episodes. And we've been doing this for 3 years. We keep going. We post these things back on YouTube in video format. Some of them are on Facebook also. So wherever you listen, I appreciate you. And this number is growing strong. I'm up to, what's this look like, 14,000 listens on each one. Wow, it's beautiful. So average. So today I want to talk about what is the mother of results. I remember once and I'll tell you a quick story. Once I was in a meeting with a couple of guys who needed my help with setting up their companies and their businesses. And I used to do a lot of that. I still do a lot of that. And early in the days when I was back home in Jamaica, many people who wanted to get their company registered used to come to me. I used to help them to do that paperwork. And when people want help with their businesses, I have a background in business. My degree is a business degree. So and naturally, I was always doing business. So people look up to me for that type of advice. I wasn't doing it in a formal way. I wasn't any form of a consultant, but those who know me and those who know someone who knows me would pick my brain sometimes, and we would talk about business ideas. So there's this guy that we were sitting in this room with, himself and his partner, and they wanted to start a company. Somehow they wanted help, but they were holding back. They're holding their ideas to their chest. I didn't know. I couldn't figure out a way to help them because they were not being forthcoming about the whole story. And we were talking, but at some point it seems like we were going around in a circle, and I never had enough information to point them in any specific direction. It was just bits and pieces here, because there was this feeling that if you say you're going to do this, someone is going to steal your idea, and then you automatically will lose or have competition that you can handle, or it will somehow affect your revenue and your growth. And after a couple minutes into the conversation, I told them that I understand that they're being kind of hesitant about explaining their whole model and what they're doing. But they must understand that it won't matter in the long run what your idea is. Because if it's not a patent or it's anything like that, once you launch, someone can always come and be your competition. What matters is how well you execute. Ideas are nothing. Ideas are, everybody has an idea. Business ideas are not, you will not be short of business ideas. You can go Google them. You can come up with all the grand thinking you want to come up with. That is fine. Power to you. You need ideas. Everybody need ideas. It's great for entrepreneurs. It's part of what we are built on as entrepreneurs. But that is not even a slither. That is not even a small percentage of what it's going to take to launch something successful. It is all in execution. If you can remember well, if you're around, MySpace was here before Facebook. Yahoo was here before Google, I think. One of them was, yes. Toyota was here before Honda. Mr. Honda used to work for Toyota. And Hyundai just came along. And many other companies came along after. People were making coffees all over the place. They were in bodegas, delis, shops. There was a Nescafe machines in specialty shops making coffee. And then Starbucks came along. KFC was here forever, and then there's a ton of other chicken spots and stops that comes after. It never matter that you have this idea to do this business, or that you have this idea to get in shape, or that you have the idea to read more, or that you have the idea to be a more rounded person, or to be a better speaker, or to be a better singer. None of that matters, that you have this idea that you're going to pursue. What really matters is how well you execute, because execution is the mother of results. Execution is a mother of results. I'm going to condense this for you really simple into two aspects. The first aspect that I'm just explaining now is executing. You have to have a solid plan to execute. Now, execution is not a genius, wonderful skill, esoterical concept. Execution is mainly based in your speed of making the decisions and your speed of implementation, so that you can get feedback and adjust accordingly. Execution is based in your speed to implementing and the speed at which you gather the information from the feedback from that implementation, so you can adjust and course correct and tweak and change and pivot. If you are slow to execute, then you're slow to get the information. And if you're slow to analyze the information and try again, then you will be slow to get in the results that you want. You have to understand that whole dynamic and that whole process. That one banker said that you have to fix the plane while it fly. You have to ready, fire, aim. You can't wait for it to all be perfect. And you see it a lot of times in online courses and stuff that they offer. It is not even ready yet. It just launched. And when they see the response from the launch, then they go and create it. And if the response is poor and they even have a cart, they just send you back your money. Because they're testing. Everybody tests. That's how nobody knows. Nobody have the drop on human behavior. People are testing, everybody's trying to figure it out, to do something that they can see what's going on. Because the most you will learn is by doing. The most you will learn is by doing. If you think you can intellectually think of it and wrap it around in your mind and come up with this great solution and have this winning thing, it doesn't work that way. because there are unforeseen circumstances. You don't control all the variables, so inevitably some of those variables will come catch you off guard. You will not be able to figure it all out before you get in and start to do. Most people get that incorrectly. They think that this entrepreneur is wonderful and beautiful and is a genius, and they don't lose money and they have all these big things going, but they have been through tons of trial and error. But we were cultured and taught to be afraid of making mistakes, and you're not smart because you made a mistake, and you need to be smart. And if you were smart, you'd have gotten it right the first time. It doesn't work like that. You have the big car companies and many huge manufacturers who have tons of resources and piles of money who still release broken products and that they have to recall, that they have to be fixing. That's the world of business. That's the game of executing. Now, the last point, because I want to condense this for you. The last point, and I'll explain it this way, that my mastermind, member of my mastermind and I were going through a set of activities a couple of weeks back. And I remember it was what I would call a outlier, phenomenal day. Everybody was at it, we were executing, we were doing everything, we were getting it right. It was at the highest level of activity, getting things done, making things move, putting things into place. And when the day was done, we felt so good about it. And I was like, wow, this is what real execution is about. This is how you do things. I remember driving and picking up the phone to send him a voice note to tell him that, look, what we did today is not special. It's not special in and of itself. All this that we have done. I'm proud of it. You're proud of it. It's awesome. It's amazing. It moved us forward. The only way that it can be surmised to be something special is if we consistently perform and deliver at this level, because that's what it takes. And the word is consistency. Can you come out here and can you have a plan with tasks that are outlined, and can you consistently work at those for an extended period of time to bring to fruition, to manifest, to deliver that which you dream of delivering, that big goal and that big outcome that you're looking for in your life. So it is your ability to execute and your ability to consistently perform the functions and actions in the journey of execution. Outside of that, you'll fall by the wayside. Everybody sign up for the gym. Anybody can get the machine. Everybody can go for a two-mile run. Anybody can cut their carbs. Anybody can skip dinner. Anybody can call their parents. Anybody can read a book. But can you make that a way of life instead of just a part of life? And that's what separates the greats from the average. Thank you guys. Always a pleasure. See you on the next podcast.